Hey everybody, this is Jay. I'm about to do a review of the Walking Dead Season 4 trailer that was just released from the Comic Con 2013 event. I've been watching The Walking Dead for the last 3 seasons, ever since the first episode. It's probably my favorite show on TV, next to Breaking Bad. I figured this year, Season 4, I'm going to start doing the reviews for the episodes as a release. So let's get right into the trailer. It was a really good trailer. I felt it had a lot of good content in it. Also, let me add, I'm not a follower of the comic book series. I don't do that, so I go strictly off of the TV show. So the trailer starts with Daryl, Sasha. It looks like a new character, and Bob Stuckey. They're in front of a big stop store along with Michonne. Big Spot play on Big Lots, the department store. They go in there. It looks like to receive supplies, and it looks like Tyrese's sister, Sasha, whatever, is giving the orders and the commands for the group going in there. They go in there. They kill some walkers. They show that, but also in front of this big spot store is an area. Looks like it may be military, or maybe it was a medical recovery area. You see some tents, you see some dead bodies and things of that nature. So it looks like an area where they may get some supplies from, maybe not, but obviously there was some sort of emergency center there, be it military or medical. Like I said, they show a new character. His name is Bob Stuckey, played by the guy, I can't remember his name. I think it's Gilliam or something like that, but he was on The Wire show. That's what I know him from. So that was in there. Another thing is they showed that the herds are going to be a bigger part of this season. It looks like it'd be a little bit more based on the zombies themselves or the infected. Versus last season, you had, obviously, because of the content of the show, but it was more based around the governor. And in this trailer, you don't see anything of the governor, and not necessarily nothing is mentioned of the governor himself. In the trailer, they show that the walkers actually infiltrate the prison, and it looks like the prison has been fortified. They have a big gate in the front now. It looks like a big heavy gate. They have looks like wood, sharpened wood outside the gates to kill the walkers on when the gates open, to kind of stick them into the wood and whatnot. So it looks like they fortified the prison in various ways to make it safer for themselves and the group that they brought over from Woodbury. But during this clip, you see that some walkers do actually get into the prison and wreak a little bit of havoc and get their hands on some of the people within the prison from the Rick's group or from the Woodbury group, or which would now all be Rick's group, I would say. You see that Carol. It looks like they show Carol and Daryl talking. It looks like the connection may become a little bit stronger. It's just a scene of them talking, nothing romantic or anything, but judging off of how they were interacting before, I'm gonna guess that they're gonna explore their relationship a little bit more. They also show Carol teaching some of the children how to use knives to defend themselves. Obviously, with the group coming from Woodbury, it looks like there was a nice amount of children that came with them. So they showed Carol teaching them how to, or showing them that they're going to teach them how to use knives to defend themselves, which, in the zombie apocalypse is something that is definitely needed. They show another scene with Tyrese, and he sees a trail of blood going to a door, and it looks like the trail goes down and comes back. And then another scene, they show him with a look of shock and awe in his face. Obviously, he sees something disturbing. Judging off of some of the other factors in the trailer, I'm personally going to guess a little prediction that his sister may or may not make it. Who knows, but that's just my guess. But either he sees that, or he may see some children have been killed, or who knows what he sees. But obviously he sees something that stuns him. Another thing about the location of the prison, with it being fortified, they also show an area where Herschel, I forget who's with him, but they're in the front and they hear the screams for the people being attacked inside the prison by the zombies. And it looks like Herschel is working on a garden, and I believe uh, last season he had spoke on making that their permanent residence and building gardens and doing things like that. So it looks like they really were getting settled in here, and then you have whatever takes place begin to take place. Um, but with the zombies within the confines of the compound, you hear a voiceover of Herschel speaking. He says that they lost 12 of their group, and that 2 of their group was killed in cold blood. So from that, I take it that there are some other occurrences that take place within there. Obviously, if you have 12 deaths, you have 12 deaths. But to point out the fact that you have 2 killed in cold blood uh, means that there's something else going on. And as you see in the clip, there seems to be a saboteur amongst the group, leaving dead rats, leaving dead animals to attract the zombie herds. And they show in the clip that the zombie herds do come, and they do. It looks like they obviously they're inside the prison, but it looks like they breach the fence in the front, and they get to the point where they become too much for the group to be able to handle. They become overrun with them, it looks like, and a lot of it tends to be from the fact that there's a saboteur, and it looks like there's a lot going on. So that should definitely be interesting. They show a scene of Tyrese and Rick fighting. It looks like Tyrese is in a disagreement or a dispute with Daryl, and then Rick comes and tells him to calm down, and from there they go to fight from what the clips shows. Looks like maybe a pretty decent fight, because there are scenes within the trailer where they show Tyrese and his eyes swollen shut, so that should be interesting to see how that plays out. Another thing is, within the trailer, they show Michonne. I believe she may be speaking to Glenn. They only bring up Woodbury once, and they say that Woodbury is not suitable for them to go to. I don't know if they bring this up to state that during the course of the season that they will visit Woodbury to maybe get resources, or maybe there is an instance with the government that they just don't show, where they end up in Woodbury. But they did say that in the clip as far as Woodbury. They also show in the clip Michonne looking at a map, and she runs her finger down to I believe it's Macon, Georgia, because it's apparent in the clip that the group does leave the prison. And actually, there's a scene with Glenn and Maggie where they are speaking in bed, and they're saying that they should just go. And you see Maggie, Glenn, Daryl, and Tyrese driving in a black Charger. And I'm wondering if the group gets splintered, if they go their different ways, some of the group, or if this is just them making a supply run or something of that nature, and it's just them 4. So who knows? But I do know that Glenn and Maggie were speaking about leaving in general. And in the scene where they're in the black Charger, actually it's not Glenn. I believe it's the Stuckey character, but the car gets overrun with another herd, and everybody gets out, and Tyrese is really distraught looking in the car. He's just sitting there almost as if he wants to be killed, and they show him get out, and he just goes hand in hand with the herd, 20 or 30 of just a group of zombies, and he just going to town with his hatchet or whatnot that he has. And this is what I was alluding to earlier when I said whatever he's seen that made him look so distraught, he obviously is carrying some weight with him or some sort of burden, because in that scene he is obviously emotionally killing the zombies. So that's what's leading me personally to feel as though his sister may get killed. But I could be wrong. Like I said, I don't read the comics. I've heard things about what happens later. So, but as we know, or people that read the comic know, the show doesn't follow the comic directly, anyways. So, and then on top of that, the last thing I was going to speak on is when they're in this black Charger, after the credits, after the trailer's almost done, they show a scene where they're in the car and they catch a radio frequency telling them to go to Sanctuary, and those that make it to Sanctuary will live. Now, from other reviewers and things of that nature, I picked up that there is a character uh, named Negan that becomes the villain for the show. And I believe where he is set up is a area called Sanctuary or something of that nature. So I don't know if they're alluding that he is going to be the protagonist in the show. And I may be wrong on that. Like I said, I don't read the comics. I'm kind of going off of things I've heard elsewhere. But that may be a little Easter egg or tip towards that that's the direction they're going into. Overall, I'm excited to watch this season. I think I liked last season. It was a lot of dry spots with the governor and Woodbury, and there was times where I wanted them to get back to the zombie aspect of it. But there's a lot of good areas to it also. But this one looks to be very zombie heavy. You got new characters. Obviously, you have some deaths happening. So I think this is going to be a very, very, very good season. Starts in October. And as I said, after the episodes, I will be doing reviews on the episodes. And I'm also going to do reviews on a couple other shows. I don't watch a lot of TV series, but the ones that I do watch, I will be reviewing. I can't wait for Breaking Bad to start back. I may not do that because it's kind of a half season type thing, but who knows. But again, this is my review on the Walking Dead Season 4 trailer. Hope you like it. Like, comment, subscribe. I'll be having more content coming on those shows and some other ones also. So thanks for watching.